We'd like to thank everybody for being here on our Kwanzaa celebration for the end of 2020 as we enter into the new year of 2021. This Kwanzaa celebration starts on the day after Christmas and ends on New Year's. And we've done a number of days already. Kwanzaa, the 7 Kwanzaa principles represents the word of power. The greeting is Habari Gani. That means, what's the news in Swahili? The news during Kwanzaa is the principle for each day. Of all the holidays observed in December, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa is probably the least understood. There are words of power. We call them 7 words of power. There's power in words. The words used for the 7 Kwanzaa principles are designed to empower, embolden, re-engage the Black community specifically, and can do the same for all communities. The time frame. Kwanzaa was created in 1966 during the civil rights and during our movement by Karami, a professor at California State University. The name Kwanzaa means first fruits, as the Bible talks about that we're the first fruits and that Yeshua is the first fruits. The first day that we began with Umoja, meaning unity, to strive for a principled and harmoniousness together in the family community, nation, and world African community. It is fundamental to all of the other principles because they stand on it. They stem from it. Several years ago, a student from Liberia was in the class. He was very ashamed of his name, heritage, and culture, so much that he did not call himself by his African name. On day number 2, we covered Chuki Chakalia. Mom did that, and we had, that means self-determination, to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. This requires knowing who we are. This requires believing who we are. This requires us to refuse to let others define us. And that's what we do with people of color in the Bible. We find out who we are, we learn how to believe who we are, and then we refuse to let others steal our heritage. Then yesterday we had Ayamfe to do Ujamaa, collective work and responsibility, to build and maintain our community together, solve our problems together. This is a commitment to look beyond ourselves and see the need of others, join together to solve problems facing our community. Today, we're having Rehema Mope to lead out in Cooperative Economics.
All right. Happy Kwanzaa, everybody. Again, keep it there. Perfect. We are on Ujamaa today, Cooperative Economics. And I did not know that actually it meant extended brotherhood in Swahili. It means extended family or brotherhood in Swahili. And I thought that was really nice because obviously, if you have an extended family or a brotherhood, you guys are obviously working together. The first thought when I read that was thinking about that saying that it takes a village to raise a child. And I feel like people do think about their own businesses as their babies. I know a lot of us on this call, a couple of us on this call actually have our own or working with other businesses. Like my boyfriend and I have a small cleaning business we started last year. I know my sister, she's really holding down with the hair and the bartending as well, doing her thing. I know Linda and then for a while they had a assisted living house. And so it was just kind of cool to kind of think of all the things that at least I know of right now in my family that people are doing, and how it's just so important for us to try to support, especially in our family. If we know that someone has something, or is doing something, it's very important to kind of try to support that. Mentally, but also financially. It's, we can't always be out here, buying other people's stuff. Sometimes it's okay to spend a little bit more money knowing where it's going to. Like, for example, I make all of my hair products for my hair. I have locks. Well, not all of them, most of them. And I only go to Black hair providers to buy that. It's cheaper at the Asian guy's shop. It is, all the stuff I buy, but I don't go to a shop because there's an African guy in town, and there's also an African-American woman in town. And I will go between either the two of them to support, because I feel like that's what we're supposed to be doing as a people. We're never going to get anywhere if we're not supporting each other. So I just kind of, thought about it in regards to, maybe Black businesses and Black wealth, and making sure that, people in the family kind of know what we have going on. So I think it would be important for people throughout the year to kind of make sure that us as a family know what kind of things that our family members have going for them. We know how we can support our family members financially, and how we really do make a commitment to ourselves, to at least, before we make these purchases or bigger purchases, making sure that we're looking for, Black owned businesses. It's actually really, really easy to even do that today. I know maybe back in the day it was looking at the mom and pop shop across the street and saying, okay, well, I know that lady's Black, so I'm going to go to there and go buy gas from here. But now you can look that kind of stuff up online. You can find that information quite easily via Google to try to just be able to support your people. I know we support, all these brand names and things of that nature too. There's some really nice stuff out there. There's like a lady that has workout clothes, and I bought some workout clothes from her as well. It has like Africa on the side and like a woman with an afro. It's beautiful, So just, I just wanted to kind of give people an opportunity to, if they have something going for them that they want some support, like even mental, financial. I know my mom does storytelling as well on the side, and she's fantastic at that as well. So for people to have an opportunity to kind of just put what they're doing kind of on the stage here, or just think about that throughout the year and make sure we're sharing it with each other. And now I'll open up and see if anybody else has anything you'd like to say about today.
Okay, thank you, Rima. Well stated, indeed. When I think of Ujamaa, I think about when I used to live in Lexington Park, Maryland. There was, after I graduated from college, I went and started working in Lexington Park at NavAir. And I really wanted to get back into working out and doing some of the things that I did in high school. Of course, the problem was you're in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of this, in the middle of that, and there's not much out there. And I really wanted to dive into boxing. I just kind of I did wrestling, I did some other stuff, but I really wanted to get into boxing. And there wasn't a place nearby. So I was actually forced to drive out to like the DC area, to these places. And, some of these trainers and stuff were like, oh, great, you want to box? Okay, yeah, here's some gloves. We'll get you in the ring, you fight with this guy who's been here for the last 4 years, And I'm like, you guys aren't going to teach me anything? You guys aren't going to, what's the deal here? Like, I'm new to boxing. I'm trying to learn the technique. I'm trying to do all these different things. And you guys are just giving me gloves and telling me, hey, go at it, I don't even have the right stance. I don't have any of these things. So I did that for a little while, just because there wasn't a need. There was a need for something to be in my area that was closer. And I was driving an hour and a half, 2 hours, after work every day just to do this. And then there was this guy who came around who lived in the area, who actually worked for NavAir, and he started a little boxing thing. And it started out at a school that was closed, and he kind of put some little boxing things around the area and doing this and doing that, trying to make the place work, but I really enjoyed it. He was like, hey, I'm a very technical guy. I will not put you in a ring. I won't let you, do this and do that. I will teach you the basics. I'll show you the stance. I'll show you how to move. I'll show you how to throw the jab, how to do all these different things. And I'll get you conditioned. And so I really just loved his style and the way he taught and the way he did things. So I stuck around for a while. And just seeing how his place has grown since then, even to this day, I try to donate to him and do things. And yeah, he's no longer at that school. He has his own gym. He has his own place. He has a ring. He's setting up these big events down in Lexington Park before COVID hit that were just like, hey, you know, these are boxing events for amateur fighters and this and that. And he really is doing a lot for the community in that area. And just seeing how something small, you know, a guy who just decided, hey, there's a need for this in this area, you know, let's make something happen. And then not only me, but I mean, he's touched so many people just in the immediate area who didn't really have anything. You know, there's nothing out there really. I mean, it's definitely grown since, you know, I moved on, but there wasn't much out there for those kids, you know, living in like a low income area that just, you know, didn't have much out there. And so just seeing him support and do all those kind of things, I always just reach back, and I always try to stop by in Lexington Park if I'm in the area just to see him and just kind of like show him a little bit of, you know, show him something, you know, to give him something for support, because I know he's definitely, you know, with all the different stuff and all the expenses he has for these kids, and probably some of the discounts he tries to give kids just because, you know, he knows their situation and what they're doing. And also, I think he even does something along the lines of tutoring for some of these kids. He tells them, hey, stay in school, do this, do that. You know, if you need help, if you need support, if you need, you know, transportation, all these kind of things. He's just doing a lot for the community in Lexington Park. And so just seeing that happen, you know, and seeing, like you said, supporting Black businesses, supporting people, supporting communities that are doing the right things for other people, it really impacts and can really build and develop into something a lot bigger. I'm done.
Hi, as you guys were talking, can everyone hear okay? Thanks. As you guys were talking, it actually brought a thought to mind. I totally support supporting Black businesses, encouraging them, especially young Black businesses. I've been at this for some years. I recently celebrated my 72nd birthday, so I've seen a lot of the experiments and struggles and challenges and successes of our people. And as you guys were talking, one of the things that came to mind that I found myself falling into quite a bit was when we frequent a business, and if it's not everything that we expect it to be as we compare it to more established mainstream businesses, I think one of the things that I could do better, and probably we as a people could do better, is when we see things that that business is not doing as well as it could, not complain about them to other people, but share it with them. And the case in point is a Black hair care products company that my daughter and I have been frequenting probably for the last 7 or 8 months. We were so excited when we found it, because where we live, there are no products for Black people. There are no Black beauty salons. So we were thrilled when we found it. But the challenge we had was the customer service, the follow-up. I guess I'd say the follow-up. The customer service was excellent. They had great products. Their prices are good. When you ask questions, they have a lot of valuable information to give back to you. But if a product was out, it would be promised at X time, and we would go back 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and the product wasn't there, and there was no explanation, and were promises for follow-up. And 40 years ago, I probably would have just complained and walked away and said, they're just not giving me the response that I need. But I think at this point, I'm really compelled to say, these are the things I think you guys are doing well. And I think you could enhance your business and be even stronger if you improved your follow-up. Yes? Did I stop? But at any rate, I see we only have 9 more minutes, but that's really the thing I wanted to share. And I'm so encouraged my daughter, because she does what Rahima does. When she wants a product, she'll go online, check to see what Black businesses have them. And if she has to go 50 minutes out of her way, she'll do those things to support those Black businesses. And she's more than willing to pay that extra $1 that's necessary to support them. So thanks for the time to share.
Who's next?
Is Mom trying to talk?
Okay, you're in.
We hear you, Mom.
No, I thought Mom was trying to talk.
You gotta talk through this. You gotta talk through this.
Then Mom Lillian's trying to talk.
I think they're just getting her set in.
No, she's ready to say something.
Go ahead, Lana.
Hello, Charlotte, hello. I'm so glad that you were able to make it. I want all of you to know this is your cousin, Charlotte, mother's sister's daughter, okay? So it's mother's niece, my first cousin.
So good to see you, Lillian, and thank you for the invitation.
Certainly. And her daughter is doing well. Charlotte's daughter and Kimmy met while they were in Paris. Yes, Charlotte's daughter is into designing. You can tell them a little bit about what she's doing.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, she went back for costume design. Her ultimate goal is to work freelance as a costumer. She's still working on some things. The most recent costume she did was Sister Night from Watchmen. And when the pandemic is behind us, she's hoping to be able to do some things through Comic-Con because we're just 45 minutes from San Diego. She's working a day job until that comes through, but that's really where her passion is.
Well, we'll certainly all keep her in prayer, and I know that things will work out. Yes. Thank you again, Charlotte.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I was a little late coming in. The nurse and the CNA, everyone came at the same time to take care of Frank. So I was a little late getting in, all right? But I hope to be with you the next few days, and I'll get a chance to talk a little more and tell you about some things that I have in mind.
Thank you, Mom.
Well, I just wanted to hop in for a second as well. Yeah, this whole thing about collective, where are we? Cooperative economics, correct? Yes, supporting our own, and I think that kind of goes another level as well. Certainly, particularly when you have multi-generations in the family, you have, I don't have to explain that, multi-generations. There's so much that we can learn from the various generations that we're blessed to have in the family. Things say that our elders would do maybe as younger parents, maybe let's say to save money or to stretch, to make ends work, a lot of those things are tried and true. And here we are oftentimes struggling to figure this out, make this work. And if we would only talk to someone, someone preferably with gray hairs, you know what I'm saying? Our elders kind of have a lot that they could share with us. And so something just came to mind for me that I wanted to share with you, because we can share things amongst ourselves and help one another. So something that I do, I like to have soap close by. And I like special kinds of soaps, but I like to have soap nearby for washing my hands. But oftentimes, those large bar of soaps, if you use the whole bar, it just gets wet and yucky and messy. And you just use the bar of soap so quickly. So maybe about a year ago now, I'm sure it was the Lord impressed me to take a bar of soap and to cut that thing. You don't need to make the whole thing wet. Cut that thing into little cubes. And so this stays in my kitchen when I'm ready to wash my hands. And it came from a bar of soap that was big, but that one bar of soap is gonna last me a long time because I've diced it up, okay? So these are just little, tricks of the trade that if we talk to one another, we can figure out ways to make things spread and, but it only comes through communication. If it's just here and I never say it, who's it gonna benefit but me? You follow me? So this whole thing of cooperative economics, it's not just about spending, but talking and sharing the wisdom that you have. Thank you.
Thanks for that, Mom. That was good. Thank you.
I would like to make a mention here while we have this slide up. When we talking about cooperative economics, it seems like a lot of us have different things that we're doing that can be useful to the world and to the community. And as we move forward in this, as it says, as earlier it says, if we know who we are so that we can do certain things, because we have all of these different talents. And I know Pat does hair, Linda does, she has a home where she rents out. And there's lots of things that we can do and pass on from each other so that if we're not in that area, we can share it with somebody who might live in that area or share it with some of our friends. So as we keep all of these things in mind and control of our own economy, we used to have banks. I don't know if many people knew we had banks in the South. We had entire cities that we ran. And all of those things are, you know, during the slavery, they decided they need to burn those down because they didn't want us to be independent. And so as we think about it, and the things that our parents have, if there's some way that we can build on it so that the next generation has some foundation where they're starting and they can build on it to build these little things that we have into bigger collaborates. And so that is some of the things that they used to do in the past to be able to pass it on and to train their children up into building what they have as a stronger unit and tying it together.
And to jump in, that's what all the other races do. Not, you know, most of them, they do that. They, you know, they're running the family business. There's a family business that they're able to run because their family is passing, you know, passing that torch on to them. So really great point, Dad.
There's less than a minute. Final words, farewell.
Just thank you so much for inviting me into the conversation and being able to meet other members of the family.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, very, very nice to meet you. We definitely let us know when you're on the East Coast. We would love to meet you because we love each other. So, you know, it's awesome.
I'll let you guys know. Okay.
Fantastic. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for jumping on the Kwanzaa call. We'll have same time tomorrow, Dad, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not sure who's going to be leading that one.
Okay, question to you guys is, I know Charlotte's all the way on the West Coast, and it's 3 hours difference. Would 1 or 2 o'clock be better for you guys? I know it'd be better for Mom because Mr. Frank is getting up later. Will that work with everyone else that's on?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, that's one person.
See you all.
It may not work for me, but still I can catch the recording because I'll be at work. I'll be able to catch the recording.